Hello, my name is Amelia Bucklew, and I'm going to be answering the question of giving an example of when I use my theories learned from my education here at Cal Poly and applied them to a real-life scenario and the lessons I've learned from that. So some background information: I work at Meals That Connect. I am currently the administrative and dietetics intern, and they've given me so many wonderful opportunities to learn and grow, especially regarding nutrition. But one of my responsibilities is creating the quarterly education flyer that goes out to all of the clients, so congregate dining and delivered meals. And so it's very widespread information, which is a wonderful responsibility. I'm glad they trust me, but I've definitely worked very hard at them because I understand it is such a wonderful opportunity. And luckily, in my class that I'm in right now, Nutrition, Education, and Communications, they've taught me wonderful skills and new theories on how to most effectively communicate these complicated nutrition information into understandable information that hopefully majority of the seniors that I am communicating to will understand. And so I think the biggest lesson that the class taught me is to, first of all, understand your demographics, and once you understand them, effectively apply how you're going to educate keeping in mind the demographics. So my demographics obviously is citizens that are 65 and older. So my first flyer, I did not make the font big enough. That was a hard lesson to learn. I really have to use big font, clear colors. A lot of people have issues with their eyesight, and I would feel really terrible if they couldn't gain some information just because I needed to make the font too small to make the flyer look pretty. That is not something I want. And so additionally, it was a hard lesson to learn that since it is such a widespread range of education regarding this population, to not include everything that I want to say, and instead to keep it concise and zone in more on specific topics that I can actually fully explain instead of hitting everything but with not enough detail, so then it actually feels like it's applicable to them. Additionally, this class taught me the theory of planned behavior, which kind of encompasses most importantly, I believe, self-efficacy, so the belief that they can change from this information, and additionally subjective norms and perceived and attitudes, which I think is also very important. And so regarding attitudes, I try to include a lot of positivity in my flyers. Of like, my most recent flyer was exercise, so it was like, exercise should be fun, like it should not be a grueling task, like that will not last long term. Here are a bunch of ways, like go walk with a friend, go swim every once in a while, like enjoy outside, do yoga, make it a peaceful situation, make it intense and fun. Do not make it an unenjoyable experience. And hopefully that positivity will affect their attitudes to be like, wait a second, I can change and it will be okay. Additionally, they also taught us, I think this is taught and then also I learned too, I believe explaining exactly why this nutrition information will benefit them and be helpful to them first, I think is a really good way to set up the education. For the exercise, for example, I started off with short-term and long-term benefits of exercise right on the front page. So then it'd be like, oh, short-term, like I'm going to improve my sleep, or I'm going to reduce my blood pressure, and then long-term, like reduce risk of dementia, possibly reduce risk of cancer, improve bone strength, all these really good things that people are really trying to do. And then I went through, okay, and here's how nutrition, you're going to eat protein after, that's going to help with this, and then make sure to fuel up with carbs and have enough energy with like a consistent amount of fat. And I believe that it's more applicable and they are like, oh wait, I want these benefits. Here's some positivity of like, I can actually do this, and here's how I'm going to do that. So I really appreciate my Cal Poly education for explaining to me and giving me these wonderful tools on how to effectively communicate with many populations, but especially seniors. Thank you.